Hi guys. Well, our first holiday of the semester is upon us already, so happy Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Um, day and weekend. I hope you get some time off um, and get to do something fun or get started on your assignment. And so our first topic for this semester is going to be on web quests. And in the past, students have, I think, really enjoyed this because you get to create something that you can hopefully put into use immediately with your class or whatever you're doing. But typically it's a class. And I have put a lot of information on Blackboard that I won't just repeat for you. But I encourage you to look at that and really go through the steps on how to create a web quest that's been outlined there by Dr. Bernie Dodge, and also go through enough examples so that you can kind of get a feel for them. Because the most important thing to keep in mind is that a web quest is not a scavenger hunt. And that's probably the most common error that I get when they're turned in, is if you're just asking students to find a bunch of facts and write them down, or whatever you want them to do with those facts, that's not really the purpose of a web quest. That might serve some other purpose, but for a web quest, you're wanting to kind of lead students down a road where they can start to form an opinion about an issue or a cause or something like that, where they have to kind of get all these different resources, and whether that be videos or multimedia presentations or readings, some online, maybe some old-fashioned things, hard copy things, but mostly it'll be online since we're doing a web quest. And they look at all that different information, and then it helps them start to see the issue and to take a stance and to appreciate some aspect of whatever issue you're dealing with. So for example, let me give you a concrete example. If I was doing one on deaf culture, I wouldn't want to just have them find some facts, like who's the first deaf president of Gallaudet University, I. King Jordan, and things like that. Instead, I would want to show them different aspects that I would hope would get them to understand and appreciate that deaf culture is a separate minority, culture and language, not a disability group. And so I might show them things for deaf empowerment, the march that they did, and for Deaf President Now, and all of these other things, and the richness. I might show them different different clips and have them read articles by leaders in the deaf community and all these things, and that would hopefully give them a new appreciation of it. And so you'll see some of the different examples. They're not usually something that is just a fact-finding mission. Instead, it's where the student can form their own opinion. Maybe it's, you want them to appreciate recycling, and so you're going to show them all of these images of, problems that we have because people don't recycle, all the polluted oceans and all these things, and you just kind of keep building on that until you can have, a new appreciation. And, sometimes it may be something that there's not one particular way that you're wanting them to lead. Maybe you're wanting the students to take a stance one way or the other, and so you're presenting controversial information. The main thing, though, is that you want this to be a rich, kind of higher level order thinking experience. So look at the examples, and keep in mind that you have to look at a lot of them, because anybody can post something to the WebQuest area that I gave you the link for, and so you might stumble upon one that's a really bad example at first. So look at a lot of them. Look at 10 or 15 of them, and I also gave you a couple that I pointed out I thought were really good examples, so that you could at least get off to a good start. But anyway, that is your assignment for this module, is to decide on a topic for your web quest, and that's wide open. I want it to be something that's meaningful to you, and then to create your web quest and to send that to me, and you'll find the rubric and all that kind of good stuff out on Blackboard. So have a great week, and let me know if you have any questions. Just email me anytime. Bye-bye.